Welcome everyone to another episode of Menopause Matter. It is something that I developed for all of you to help you to go through this crazy transition in menopause. One of the questions that we get asked the most are weight gain, belly fat, and those things that we find it so hard to keep ourselves in shape. Today, I have an expert here with me. Wendy, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us in the area of fat loss, weight control, and also going through menopause. So, Wendy, please tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, Martha, and thank you for having me on. Hi, everyone. All right, so a little bit of background about me. I am 55 and so well and truly going through the menopause stage. I have a background in the health and fitness industry, so I look at menopause in a very different way than just fixing your hormones in the way that a doctor would. So yes, I'm not a doctor. I look at it at a very different way. So I started in the health industry when I was 17. So a very, very long time. And through that, I helped a lot of women just generally lose weight. But I got to a point where a lot of them were the same age as me, going through perimenopause, going through menopause, post-menopause, and they were still really struggling. And I was myself as well. I wasn't getting the results I wanted to. So I really did a lot more research and went down the road of, okay, menopause is really, really big for people. So I decided to stick with that topic and go into it a little bit further and help women that are really struggling and can't work out why they are putting on weight and why they are doing everything they can and it's not working. So that's just a very quick overview.
Of what you
But
do. No,
basically, that's it.
it's great because like I see your headline photo and I see you, whoa, you're so cool. You're into bodybuilding or something like that.
I am, yes. So I am currently a pro figure athlete bodybuilder with Miss Fitness Australia. I
Ah,
started competing when I was 48, so about 6 years ago now, 6, 7 years.
ah.
And it's something that I just love, love, love to do and love to help women if that's what they wanted to do.
Mm.
But I do help generally, anyone who likes to be fit and active, but wants to keep that fitness and keep looking young and keep having that confidence that they had when they were in their 20s or 30s.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I can see that like how much confidence you have been in a bodybuilder and all of that. And like it makes you the expert to actually answer all the things that we may actually have thinking about how do we tone up, how do we boost our confidence and all of that area. So many women have noticed an increase in their body fat, belly fat during menopause. Would you be able to explain to us a little bit of why does that happen and if there's any strategies that we can target and reduce that?
So, yeah, definitely. What happens is as we start to go through menopause, and basically it can begin from anytime in your 30s to late 30s into your 40s, the hormones really start to fluctuate as we head into perimenopause. So both the estrogen and progesterone levels drop, which causes our body to struggle with things that we may not have struggled with, as in there's a lot of with the belly fat, there's a lot of estrogen receptors in the fat. So because the body is really struggling to get the balance of the hormones, it tends to really store more fat than you really need because it's struggling to keep those levels. So it actually holds on to the fat a lot easier. Also, as we get older, our muscle mass decreases. So I wouldn't say our metabolism decreases, but because we don't have as much muscle, we're not quite as active. We may think we are, but we do actually drop because our energy levels drop with our hormones fluctuating. So Muscle mass is one of the biggest drivers of your metabolism. So the more muscle you have, the better your metabolism will be. But because we are going into those fluctuations and we're losing a great deal of muscle mass, we lose around about 1 to 3% each decade. But as soon as we hit the menopause age, it actually speeds up. So, which is why we suddenly increase the fat. And then, you know, we especially for women, and I really help women who have been working out or like to be active and work out, and then suddenly they're noticing that whatever they do, they just can't seem to progress and get the results that they want. So they might end up with, you know, that their arms are just a little bit flabbier than they were. They can't fit their jeans on or the dress on, or they can't zip it up, you know, and they feel really uncomfortable in their clothes. But it's because the fluctuating hormones and the rise in cortisol levels. So what a lot of women do is, and this is my experience with myself and also the women that I work with, they increase their exercise because they think they're putting on weight. So they increase the exercise, but it's not the correct sort of exercise that they should be doing. They decrease their food. They try intermittent fasting, or they try keto. And what actually happens is it ends up backfiring. So it makes the situation worse. So what I tell women is I go over their exercise and help them with the correct exercise that they should be doing, and also their food. There is a particular way that, you know, as you're going through menopause, especially if you're active and you're working out, and I don't mean bodybuilding, I mean if you exercise regularly 3 times a week, if you have a very busy, active lifestyle, you have a busy job, you look after your own kids, you look after your grandkids, whatever it could be. I mean that to be active. So, you know, we really go in through the exercise and the diet and make sure they're eating enough protein. That's the biggest thing as well, is protein, up your protein.
I have heard from other coaches and experts in the menopause area, they all saying that it's actually the protein that's making a difference. May I ask why is that?
Our muscles need protein to actually build and repair. So what I like to do is up the protein intake, make sure they are getting enough and it's balanced throughout the day. The other thing that I look at is the timing. It's not just, are you eating protein? Are you eating sufficient protein? But when are you eating that protein? And then I'm also really big, and this is what a lot of women miss out on as well, is carbohydrates. It's kind of looked as the bad, evil thing, but it depends on what your carbohydrate is, and it depends on when you're eating your carbohydrates. And that's a really, really big thing to help with the cortisol levels, with the body fat, and to help maintain the muscle mass. So yes, you need protein to retain and build the muscle, but you need the carbs to support that and also to help with the burning of the actual fat as well. It does help the burning process of the fat.
Oh, that is so interesting. It's like that a lot of us will go onto YouTube and things like that to get all the result. But until we're really talking to someone that who understand what we're going through, we may not be doing the right thing for us. And that's why that I love doing this Menopause Matters series to talk about all different things that we are experiencing in menopause. So would you be able to share a little bit of your personal story, or the moment that inspire you to find all this different way about like menopause fat and toning up?
Yeah, absolutely. So from a very young age, I was into sport. I did everything I could to keep fit and be healthy. Obviously, I got into the health and fitness industry, so that really helped. But I did a lot of cardio. I tried working out in the gym. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I still couldn't get into my head that I had to prioritize weight training. And that's even back in my, early 20s and 30s.
Mm.
So yeah, I was fit, but I didn't look the way that I wanted to look. I wanted to look more athletic. I was very athletic, but I didn't really look like it, and I couldn't understand why. As I got older, I started to do a little bit more research, and came across quite a few women who looked really good, looked athletic, and they did a lot more weight training and weightlifting. And I don't mean bodybuilding, but just general weightlifting. And I thought, oh, there must be something to this. So I looked a little bit more into that. I also had two sisters that passed away from cancer. So from the health aspect, I went in even deeper because I really didn't want that to happen to me. Now when they passed away, they were my older sisters, and they passed away when they were in their very, very early 50s. So it was about 10 years ago now. So that made me dig even deeper. And going through that stage, I was sort of starting to hit into my late 30s and into my 40s. And that's when I thought, right, I've really got to make a change here. So I did start to relook at my diet. And I was very heavily into, oh God, I can't eat carbs. I probably didn't eat enough protein. So I really started to switch things around. And then I really started to prioritize my weight training. And that's when things really, really started to shift. And so I was in my 40s, and then I really wanted to get up on stage to do a competition. So that's when I sort of went from that level where it started to shift and really made a difference. And I thought, wow, this is really actually happening, to that level where I could get up on stage. And that was really even a bigger shift of my diet and my exercise as well. I pretty much didn't do any cardio, except the only cardio I agree, or not agree to, but the only cardio I really like is the short bursts of the hit and the sit. Incorporating those into your trainings, especially when you're going through perimenopause or menopause or post, it's really, really beneficial for us.
Cool. So if I wanted to ask you, what is the one simple changes that we can do today to start seeing result?
Well, okay, have I got one answer? Possibly. Let's have a think. Probably, I would like to say make sure you're getting adequate protein. But if you are very active and working out, I'm also going to add in stop intermittent fasting. And the other thing that I'm going to add to that is start prioritizing weight training, resistance training into your routine.
That will be good. That will be good, because that's some of the area that we can start. I know that you have a program that can help us. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, I can. Now, I've developed this course because I know women really, really want to lose weight when they get to a certain age. And it's just that stubborn weight that sticks on. So I've got a course that aims to lose 5 kilos in 6 weeks. And that is not done through starvation diets. It's not done through fasting. You do not do any cardio unless we incorporate the sit and the hit. So it's actually done through really customized meal plans to making sure you're getting a balanced, nutritious, macros through the whole time. So making sure you're getting adequate protein, adequate carbs, adequate amounts of fat, looking at what you're doing for your working out, and really, making sure you're doing the correct things for working out, but also working that into your lifestyle. If you like to do cardio and go for a run and all that sort of stuff, that's fine. We can still do that, but we'll also add in some other things to start really building that muscle, but really shifting that weight So you can get into your favorite outfit, your jeans, your dress, your, whatever, and really start burning the fat and building that
That's
confidence.
that sounds wonderful. And I know that you got a special offer for us.
Yeah, I do. So anyone who joins from this group will get a 5% discount. So they just need to use the coupon code YTG40 plus. And yeah, it's a very effective little program that I can pretty much guarantee you'll lose 5 kilos in that 6 weeks.
That sounds very promising. So anyone who are interested, I have put down her contact into the show notes there. Feel free to reach out to her. And when you book in a time to have a chat with Wendy, mention that the YTG 40 plus code to receive your 5% discount. Wendy, it's such a lovely day to meet you. Thank you so much for sharing with us your expertise. We have learned a lot from you. And I would love to actually to have you come back into doing one of our workshop in the near future so we can understand a little bit more about our body, how to control our fat, how to control our weight, and how to make our lifestyle change. Thank you once again, Wendy, for being with us.
You are very welcome, and thanks for having me here.
Thank you to our audience and our listener. We look forward to see you again in next Tuesday on Menopause Matter. Thank you.
Bye.